What's moving and shaking, my friends? How's everybody doing tonight? It's good to be here, hanging out at Rippln HQ. It's Mr. Jonathan Budd here with Mr. Brian Underwood. I wish that we could see you guys. We've got an exciting evening planned. Hey, Brian, did we get a chance to bring Russell on yet?
He's still waiting on the invite. Yes.
Hey, Brian, did we get a chance to bring Russell on yet?
He is on it. Doesn't have an invite. If you could forward that to him. I'll get Craig too. He's still waiting on the invite. Yes.
Hey, Brian, did we get a chance to bring Russell on yet? What's creating that feedback, buddy? Is that coming in from a loop, some type of feedback loop?
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. How you hanging?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. You excited for tonight's little chat with our friends here at Rippln?
Going to be a lot of fun.
Well, my friends, we're going to bring on one more person in just a bit who hangs out a lot with us over here at Rippln HQ. But first and foremost, it's top of the hour. I want to welcome everybody. We're super excited to be hanging out with you right now, and we're getting ready to have a little fun. Now, over the last 5 days, there has been a pretty extraordinary event that has taken place. And what's taken place is we sort of released the Ripple to the world. And if you're here, then that means you are now a Rippler. And we're all part of one big family of people who has recognized the value that we equal in the marketplace and who want to be rewarded for the value that we're bringing many of the biggest companies in the world today. And so this little thing that we're doing here to us is no little thing. It's a movement. And we believe that people truly should get rewarded for the value that they're bringing to the marketplace. And we believe that that's not happening at the scale that it could be happening. And we want to change that. And we want to align with like-minded individuals who also believe that they are worth more than they're getting rewarded for by sharing all the coolest new apps and products and technologies and services. And so that's what Rippln's all about. And we truly believe that we're a movement to reclaim a portion of the wealth that exists in the technology industry, hundreds of billions of dollars really, and put that back in the hands of the people who share these apps and share these products and share these services to begin with. And so over the next 60 days, keep your eyes peeled because you're going to see a lot from us. There's a ton of exciting stuff coming out, a ton of really cool videos, media, and all sorts of tweaks and changes that we're going to be making to the Rippln platform. But we're just getting ready to kick things off here, and we're so excited that you're sort of in and hanging out with us in our inner circle at this very early stage and this very early time. And Brian, before we get into tonight's little Rippln 101 class, is there anything that you wanted to add just to say hi and welcome everybody?
No, it's definitely hello everyone out there, and congratulations on what an incredible start to growing the Ripple. I know that it's been a wild and crazy 5 or 6 days since this weekend in Dallas, where we really started the Ripple, and a lot of you started your Ripple, and it's a very humbling experience from what we've seen. Just to see the people that are out there, not only here in the domestic U.S., but really all across the world, as I think now we're in 192 or 191 countries. It really shows that people truly understand that it's time to stretch consumer demand. It's time to stretch consumer awareness and help people realize that they do have an impact in today's market, and they are the most valuable commodity in today's market. And so it's really cool to be a part of this movement, and we're very excited about rolling out our rollout sequence to the rest of the world. I can tell you here at the headquarters in Dallas, Texas, we have literally been pulling 24-hour shifts, just getting prepared to stay ahead of the growth and what we're doing. Is right now we're just in this buzz phase, and everything that we're doing on purpose in terms of to create a throttle and to really roll it out properly. So I think tonight is the start of a lot of you seeing more and more education and seeing a lot more of what's behind the Ripple and who we are, and it's great to be here. It's a pleasure being here, and I can tell you that we are cautiously optimistic right now about not only where we're at, but more importantly where we're going. And we do know that this entire platform is driven by the people, and that's you. And most importantly, it's important that we reward the people, and that's what this entire concept and mission is all about.
Absolutely. That is one thing, my friends, that you will see at the core of every person who is part of the Rippln team and part of the Rippln movement is that we truly believe that the people are the most valuable of the most valuable asset, if you want to call it that, that any company really has, that the world really has. And if there's one thing we're about, it's rewarding the people for their value, recognizing their value, and making sure that we are participating and sharing in a lot of the wealth that's being created through these technologies right now, and that's just what Rippln is all about. And so as we head into tonight, the first thing that we wanted to discuss a little bit, which a lot of people might be asking, is who are we? And so I can speak a little bit, and then I'm sure Brian can speak a little bit too, but we're actually a very diverse group of individuals over here coming from all sorts of different backgrounds. Virtually everybody on the team has an entrepreneurial background in many different capacities, and so we've all gotten our start in different ways in different places, but we share the sort of same common thread. We share that sort of same a love for people and love for innovation and love to do big things and make a difference in the world, and a love to really sort of create something completely new, something that hasn't been done before. And so we kind of stumbled into this whole concept over here really almost by accident. I know I can speak for myself by accident, as I was simply looking for, how can I make a big difference in the world today? And what is something that we could do that's really cool, that hasn't been done before, that would add so much value to people's lives and even change the way that business is done and transcend how business has been done in the marketplace when it comes to sharing technologies and apps and products and services. And so a really cool group of people has formed over the last 18 months that has just a lot of knowledge, a lot of talent, a lot of resources, a lot of capabilities. And we've been hard at work on creating the Rippln platform and creating a lot of the message and the videos and the media that you're now seeing as we prepared to really release the Ripple to the world for the first time. And so, we're just having fun and looking forward to getting to know a lot of you and really forming a really tight community here of people who really want to do something big and who really want to change how the game is played and want to have a ton of fun while they're doing it, and also get rewarded, for the value that we're bringing to the marketplace. So, Brian, is there anything that you want to throw in there as we're just hanging out here? Hey, Brian, can you hear me, buddy? Whoa. Brian. Hey, partner.
Hey there.
There you are, buddy. You came back.
Hey, and by the way, you might want to send Russell an invite. I know we're having a little bit of difficulty. It just kicked me off, so. But glad to be back on.
I'm glad you're back, partner. All right, let me send Russell an invite. Hey, you still there with me, buddy?
Yes. All right, perfect.
So we were just chatting a little bit about who we are, and I got to share a brief bit about the sort of values of our team and sort of the background that we come from and what's important to us and what we're all about. And I know you've probably got something to add to that.
No, I think the most exciting thing about it is the quality of team that we have behind us. And for a lot of you on the phone, I know that you're probably asking yourself, what's behind it? What's the infrastructure? And I think the bigger the vision, the bigger players that step up to be a part of that vision. And the exciting thing about it is that we have literally people all over the world right now behind us infrastructurally here in Dallas. So you're going to start being able to not only hear from them and hear more about that infrastructure, but we're setting up for this movement with a global infrastructure. I mean, right now we have systems that have been in place for over 14 years. We also have offices or management and staff in 17 countries right now that we can leverage. And so everything that we're doing with a lot of purpose and also with a lot of responsibility, understanding that there's quite a few people that have been waiting in anticipation for this rollout and what we're doing, and for others of you, there's thousands of people that are just now coming to know us, and that's what we really look forward to over the course of the next 6 to 8 weeks is really getting to know a lot of the key individuals that are helping us not only create this movement but that are going to be a part of it. And so who we are, what we're about, and for 1,000 or 1,200 of you, you got to meet us this weekend, and I think that if anyone on the line wasn't here and you can get with some of the individuals that were, they can share with you a little bit about the spirit in which we're doing things. And so, what's really important to us is that we really help people understand this transcending model, where we are in the marketplace, but how we really want to go into blue oceans and do things that have never been done. And in order to do that, it really starts with the foundation, and that foundation is a lot of times the hardest part of the house to build. But it's the most important piece to build, and so that's where we've been over the course of the last 9 months as we've been developing this concept. And right now we're in that buzz mode where we're looking to attract people that see what we see, believe what we believe, and I've always said that a lot of people can do something, few people will do it. But anytime you're bringing a team together, you've got to ask yourself, is it a team fit? And so, Jonathan, our team is absolutely incredible, not only behind the scenes, but also, for those of you that are on the telephone line that are really helping create this movement. It's the best, marketing minds and some of the most ambitious entrepreneurs that I've ever had the opportunity to work with and be led by. So it's very exciting.
Absolutely, and I think that the concept really speaks for itself, and I think maybe I can speak for all of us, Brian, that we feel sort of swept up in the same momentum, in the same wave that everybody feels right now. Literally, in the last 5 days, over 83,000 people, I think 84,000 people have joined the Rippln, and the Rippln has really moved from sort of being a concept of, hey, how come a platform doesn't exist that tracks our effect on the world, that tracks our impact on the world, and then rewards us when transactions take place within that network? It's really moved from a concept to, my goodness.
Hey, Jonathan?
Support. Yeah.
For some reason, if you could click on your screen, I'm getting a lot of feedback that they can't see the actual visible media that you're displaying.
Hey, what about now, partner? Does that work? Can you see?
I can see it, yes.
Well, does anybody else want to pipe in here real quick before we move on? Where's the rest of everybody? What about now? Is it looking good, buddy? Should I move
it looks good on my screen, 1,000%. But they're saying that it's still frozen on my mug, and I think Craig's work is a lot better looking than my face. So.
Also possibly if actually, you know what? I have no idea what it looks like in there. I'll try one more thing. Sometimes it switches around and shows you a lot of different stuff. What about now? How's that?
I think they only see me.
Can you see it now, Brian?
Only me.
Well, I mean, that's not a bad thing to see.
Yeah, exactly.
If you got to see something. Here, I'll try one more thing here.
Click on the screen in the bottom right. Click on the bottom right screen.
Oh, maybe they're only seeing...
There you go.
Yeah.
How was that?
This whole thing, that's fantastic. So, what I was saying, my friends, is really just that we've seen this move from being a concept of, hey, you think people would be interested in that, to literally, 84,000 people around the world saying, yes, I want to track my ripple effect, and yes, I want to be rewarded for the value I believe in the marketplace, which kind of brings us to, why are we here? Why do we exist? And at Rippln, we believe that the social graph is missing transparency. And I'll give you a quick analogy for that. I love Facebook. I use Facebook all the time. It's an incredible platform, incredible technology. It's made the interconnection of people and the sharing of information and the sharing of our lives so easy, and it has really changed, I think, human culture since Facebook launched, a decade ago. And yet a decade ago, 1,000 students, the first 1,000 people ever who got on Facebook at Harvard University, I can't think that they ever would have had a single idea that just 10 years later their ripple effect on the world would have equaled 1 billion people. Could you even imagine that your ripple effect on the world would equal 1 billion people just 10 years later? I can't even fathom that I would have ever foresaw that, and yet that's what happened. And so as we thought about it a little bit more, we took it one step further. Not only did the ripple effect on the world equal 1 billion people, but today Facebook is worth over $100 billion. So that 1,000 people who were the start of Facebook per se, who had a ripple effect on the world of reaching over 1 billion people, in essence played a role in creating $100 billion worth of value. And yet, if you look at the social graph, there's not a single one of us who have any true transparency into how our ripple effect spread. We don't know, because I invited John and John invited Sue, how many people are using Facebook because I use Facebook? How many people play Angry Birds because I play Angry Birds? How many people use Instagram because I took that photo and I shared it on my Facebook wall? And yet we know that how these companies grow and how they spread is person to person to person to person, yet nobody's ever given us true transparency into what that ripple effect is. And because we have no transparency, we have no way to get rewarded for it. There's no way for us to know the value that we bring to these companies, and thus we've got no way to claim that value. Well, at Rippln, we are here to change that. That is what our mission is about. And Rippln believes that you, the ripple maker, should be rewarded for the value that you bring to the world. And if you bring value to a technology company, then you deserve the right to share in those rewards. And that's why we created Rippln. And I think that's what really gets us so juiced up, and why we see this as more of a movement than anything. And Brian, I know that you've got some unique insights as well into how we want to change sort of the way that the marketplace is operated in this sense, and maybe you could share a little bit of that with everybody, because I'm sure they'd love to hear.
Can you hear me okay now?
Sure can, buddy.
Hey there, Russell. Welcome on.
Hey, sorry guys, I apologize. I'm going crazy over here trying to get on.
Hey, there he is.
Don't you love Google Hangouts?
Good to see you, my friend.
Awesome to be here, you guys.
Outstanding. But no, what you were saying, Jonathan, is exactly right. And I think that the most important thing to realize is that it's not only realizing the impact that we're having in the market, but also the impact of our value and what our ability is. And it's really the power of one. And for a lot of us, what we're talking about right now is just the mission behind what we're doing. And I think that here in just a few minutes, you're going to go through really the sequence of events in terms of how our model is flexible and how we're able to pivot in the marketplace because of the tribe that we're building and because of the platform and integrating the visibility or the transparency to the tribe in the marketplace. A lot of companies over the last 7 years have talked about transparency in the market. Media is now we are the creators of content worldwide. When something happens, a lot of times we don't get the news from the major broadcasts, but we actually get it from YouTube, from Facebook, from these social platforms that have been built off of a one-to-one relationship. And so a lot of times when something's happening in the world, it's instant. We get it because someone films it on their mobile phone or on the 4 inches of real estate that's in their pocket. And that's really why we wanted to use mobile engagement and use the speed of mobile engagement to help connect people in a way that they've never seen before with true transparency, to give them the ability to be rewarded for the impact that they're making in a lot of different markets. So it's very exciting, and really it's about 3 or 4 years ago in the making that I think, if you, like me, are an entrepreneur, you're looking for what's exciting in the marketplace. And the one thing that we've been able to really identify as a society as a whole is that we are never going to leave home without our mobile phones, meaning that today we have access to more information and more people than any time ever in the history of the world. And so we have been a part of this major movement, this major transition in the market, in the value in terms of the shift of trillions of dollars of what is now the most valued, not only real estate, but the most valuable companies in the market are the ones that have the most eyeballs. And what we just realized 4 years ago is those eyeballs are all going to be, in front of their telephones, their mobile phones, to be specific.
That's awesome, my friend. Russell, we're chatting a little bit here about why we exist, what kind of gets our juice flowing, and what's the passion behind this platform that we've created. Is there anything you want to share with everybody about what you love about it? What brought you here?
Yeah, I'd love to tell my story. So I first heard about this whole thing. It was about 7 or 8 months ago, and it was kind of fun. I live here in Boise, Idaho, and I was meeting one of my close friends, Troy, at his office, and I kind of bumped into Brian. We were kind of just passing, paths, and we spent about 10, 15 minutes talking, and I was talking about what he was doing and I was doing, and they said, hey, what do you think about this concept I had? And he kind of explained it, and what turned into like a quick 10-minute meeting ended up being a 2-day meeting where we hung out and just started going through all this, and I got excited because for me, I've seen over and over again, I've seen what's been happening in the world. You see what happens with the big tech companies. You see what happens with Facebook, with Instagram, all these companies that are growing. And he said that we've got a platform we're building that can actually track that viral nature of what's already happening and then reward people back because of that. And I saw the vision of it back then, and I said, look, I want to be part of this because there's not very often that something comes. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities that come along, right? There's opportunities that you can make good money, but it's not very often that an opportunity comes along that is like $1 billion idea. Like, I'm sure you guys have all seen the movie The Social Network. It's one of my favorite shows. But if you remember the part where they're sitting in at lunch and Justin Timberlake comes in and they're talking about Facebook, and one of the things he says, look, guys, this is not $1 million play. This is $1 billion play. And everyone kind of stops and like, wow, this idea actually could be $1 billion thing. And now you look at Facebook, and obviously we know it was multiples of that. And I think this was the first time in my life where something came across my table. It wasn't like, $1 million idea, but it was something that was literally $1 billion idea. It was something that I could be part of, and it was something that people I cared about could be part of, and people, my friends, my family, my team at my office, people I care about. And that's why I got excited, because it was not just how can I line my pockets, it's how can we line all of our pockets with this system and this platform that rewards all of us for doing what we're already doing anyway. And that's why I got excited 8 months ago, and I've been working hard behind the scenes with everybody here on the core team from then till now because I believed in it and I'm excited by it. And I'm just grateful that we finally have a chance to tell people about it. I know for most of us it's been something, it's like the secret we have that we want to tell everybody, but we can't. And it's nice to now have a chance and a platform to tell everybody. And I'm just grateful and excited by how much everyone's believing in this mission. We were setting up goals and we were thinking, maybe we'll get 10,000 people the first week and 20,000. But to get, what do we say the numbers are, like 80-something thousand people in the first 4 days is insane. I was looking tonight on my phone before we jumped on here just like how fast other companies got to like 100,000 users and 1 million users. And right now, like, our growth curve is faster than Twitter, is faster than Facebook, is faster than anything I've ever seen ever. And it is not slowing down. And so I just appreciate everybody who's on here right now for believing the same mission that we were believing in, and taking a little bit of faith, because obviously you guys haven't had a chance to see everything yet, but taking some faith in me, in Jonathan, and Brian, and the team, because there's a lot of stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. This is not a fly-by-night organization. This is like Brian said earlier, this is a company that has offices in 17 countries. There's infrastructure, there's people in place, and there's been a lot of thought that's gone into this. And you guys will, we're going to give you a bunch of answers tonight, but you guys will get the answers as they come and as you need them. But this is something to be excited about. This is a $1 billion idea, and all you guys have the opportunity to be part of this and play this game. And I don't know about you, but this has been the most fun game I have ever played. I've been going crazy all night long. I'm up to about 4 or 5 in the morning, sending out NDAs and doing it. And then I wake up, my alarm goes off at 6. I'm back on there sending out NDAs and like calling people and yelling at them to go and sign them. And it's been so much fun. And I hope you guys are enjoying the game so far too.
Oh man, that is definitely awesome, and you bring up so many good points, Russell. I think the coolest thing that you just said for sure is at least for me is just how really for the first time, everybody gets to come along on an idea this big, and it's like we always sit on the sidelines and we cheer and we root for, our favorite tech companies. We love, Instagram. We love all these things, and we're rooting for them. But, really for the first time, it's an idea that big that's growing, faster than a lot of those companies even grew. And we all get to come along in the journey. We all get to participate. We all get to share our Ripple and track and grow our Ripple. And we all get to participate in the reward. That is just so awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. And real quick, my friends, can you see my screen again, Brian? Does it work again?
No, what you need to do is where there's a blue box, click outside of the white where the blue box automatically rotates to whoever's speaking. No, the blue surrounding box that's around Russell's head right now.
Yeah. So I clicked on it on mine, so it should be on mine right now. Everybody should be able to see my screen. Just check. You can see it, right?
Yep.
I knew it. Cool, man. So it kind of brings us to what is Rippln, right? We've sort of painted a picture of who we are, of what our vision is, of what excites us in the marketplace, of what we want to create. So what is Rippln? What are we? And first and foremost, as a Rippln fan, you can build your Ripple across the world completely for free. And we'll show you how far that ripple effect spreads. So that's the first thing first. Then, if you want to monetize your Ripple and earn the value from that network that you create, you can power up and become a player, and that's how you participate in the rewards program. Now, what Rippln is as its core, we are the first ever platform that incentivizes the sharing of technology and encourages engagement of users inside of technology. So we are the first, truly, really the first technology incentivized sharing platform. And we have the ability to really connect into hot new apps out there. We can connect into hot new websites. We have the ability, like Brian mentioned earlier, to be completely adaptive and pivot. So if new HTML5 technology comes online, we can connect into all the coolest new technologies that are coming out there. And pretty much through our platform, you can share these technologies, and what we'll do, just like if you've logged into the Rippln back office right now, you can see your ripple effect. So you can literally track how many countries am I in, how many ripples do I have, how many people are in all my ripples. And as we continue to add features to the platform, you'll be able to see even deeper information and data, like who signed up in your ripples and where are they individually located, and you can click their face and go to their profiles and all this sort of stuff. So, at our core, we are a social community. We give you the ability to sort of track your Ripple as it spreads socially. We're a community that can also tap into all these different apps and products and services, like I mentioned, and reward you for the value that you're bringing in the marketplace. And if you want to be a fan, that's totally cool. You can play the Rippln game as a fan, and all you got to do is share Rippln with your friends, coworkers, family, whoever, and we'll track your ripple effect across the whole world. And you'll get to see for the first time ever the impact that you're really having on the marketplace and how deep your word really runs. And then for people who say, you know what, I recognize the value that I'm bringing to the marketplace, and I want to level up and become a player, and I actually want to be able to participate in some of the financial rewards that get created through all these technologies, all the cool new apps and websites. Well, that's when you become a player, and now you have the chance to monetize the Ripple that you've been building. So in reality, we're an incredibly simple concept. There's not a lot that people really need to worry about behind the scenes. Let us and our technology teams worry about the platform and all that stuff. And in the simplest sense, all we're really doing is sharing the coolest new apps and the coolest new websites and the coolest new products. And as we share these products and share these services, we track your ripple effect across the world and we reward you when transactions take place in that network. So it's a real simple concept that a lot of people are obviously excited about already, and we truly believe that we will rebuild the social graph. I mean, there's probably 1.5 billion people out there. We believe that we will rebuild a huge portion of that social graph on top of a platform that pays you for it. We believe that this concept is an idea whose time has come, and that people are ready to really stand up and claim the value that they bring. So that's my quick little ramble about what we are. Brian, I'm sure that you might have an idea or two about what Rippln is. Is there anything you want to share?
No, I think you're definitely framing it very well. And the fun thing is that today we've been on the phone, literally nonstop since 7 a.m. with different people outside in the market. Had an opportunity to talk to one of the guys that created Google AdSense, and we spoke for about 45 minutes. And the cool thing about what we were talking about is most of Silicon Valley doesn't understand our model. And the unique thing about is our users that we have right now, which we're approaching 87,000 and in 193 countries, but the reach that those 87,000 users have, and those 87,000 players right now are you. But as soon as you turn on the switch, now all of a sudden your reach is 10 million fans that you can connect with instantly, because this tribe and this Rippln is connected based on a mission and based on a real culture that's evolving. And that was the thing that he said that is amazing in terms of, the power that we have is unprecedented, because there's other companies that they've gotten 1 million downloads in 24 hours or 48 hours, but it's a lot of people spending money on advertising, and there's no lifetime value for that user. And so I think that's something that's very important to understand, is that the biggest differentiator in the market today is you. And instead of you being a pawn, now it's you having the ability to drive that with authority, because